try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go
What up, what up, what up, what up, Fin fans? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm sorry about Friday. I had a family emergency, so I was unable to make it to the show. I do apologize. I hate when it happens. I felt horrible, but I am sorry about that. I am absolutely 100% sorry about that. So it's been a minute since a lot of us have talked. I made a quick video the other day. Breaking news over the weekend. Obviously, our great left tackle, Teron Armstead, has retired. There's multiple ways to feel about this. You can feel like, hey, we're moving. This gives us an opportunity to take a youth movement at the left tackle position with Patrick Paul. We drafted him high last year. It's his opportunity to step in and play. Of course, Teron Armstead had dealt with a bunch of injuries while he was here, but I think we can agree that when Teron was on the field, he was a great player for us. So I think we're definitely going to miss him. Listen, is it a need now? Is it a team need? Left tackle position? I don't know if we can go that far yet. Obviously, Patrick Paul hasn't had we don't have a large enough sample size of Patrick Paul to determine if he is the answer at the left tackle position. So, I mean, it's gonna take some time, but I will say this. I feel like it is now an area of concern, as whereas if Teron would have came back, it wouldn't have, you know what I mean? We would have felt more comfortable in what we had. And yeah, we know that Teron would have missed a couple games. Absolutely. But we would have been able to feel comfortable for that 10, 12, 13, 14 games that we had a top-notch left tackle. So it definitely is another area that we got to worry about. But is it an area of need right now? I wouldn't jump out the window with that. I wouldn't jump out the window with that. Let's say our good mornings to the people, the lovely people that join us. Good morning, Michael, Frozen, Elwood, Glenn. Bonnie, good morning. Miller, Craig, good morning. I don't know why Reason live right now. This is my time slot. Reason probably don't even know, doesn't even know of me. Like to get a player that can play guard and tackle. Yeah, I mean, Glenn, that'd be perfect. So I mean, obviously, you seen the thumbnail. Will Johnson, why he's got to be the pick for us at 13. And Glenn, this was all you. This was all you in the start with. It all started with you. You had changed my mind about taking a corner in the first round. I've been about taking trenches. But it depends who falls to us. It really does. Like you had pointed out to me, Glenn, a first round corner with the talent of Will Johnson. There's lots of positions that you can get a player in the second round that can start. In the third round, they can come in and start. I don't think corner is that position. Grandizer, good morning, Big C. They told Reason about you. Someone said the guy who looks like he could be your brother. Reason just laughed. Who told them about me? Tell him he should do a show with me then. Someone should tell him we should work together then. So, I mean, if Will Campbell were the fall to us in the first round, if a Calvin Banks were the fall to us in the first round, yeah, that's a security blanket. Absolutely is. Membu is still my dream pick. If Membu is there at 13, I say that we take Membu. I think Membu is just a fantastic talent. And Bonnie, I wouldn't take Jade is just, I mean, people can have different opinions on Jade. I'm not in love with Jade Barron. And that's not to say that Jade Barron's not a great player. I just see him more of a slot nickel corner. I do. I can't help it. Yeah, his final year of college ball, he played on the outside, but his first years in college, he was a nickel slot corner. And I think that's what he's going to mostly be in the pros. I don't see him as that boundary corner. I just don't. Will Johnson is different. Will Johnson is different. And I think that if you want to guarantee a day one starter at the cornerback position, if you want to guarantee we can take care of the corner position, I think Will Johnson is the pick at 13. How many subs does a guy got to get before people will stop snubbing, asking for a friend? It doesn't stop, Frozen. Not yet. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, people can have different opinions. I mean, I think, like I said, Jade Barron, I'm not taking nothing away from him. I just think Will Johnson is leaps and bounds better. That's just my opinion. Will Johnson, 4 years or 3 years of outside boundary cornerback play at a high level. And I just think he's different. I think he's different. You don't got to worry about receivers being too big for him. You don't got to, you know what I mean? Jahdae Barron's going to have issues with bigger receivers. He's going to, without a shadow of a doubt, he's going to have problems with bigger receivers. Will Johnson is CB1, Hunter is CB2. I don't, they're saying that Hunter more than likely is going to try to play receiver. Even at Colorado's pro day, if you watched it, he didn't do the defensive back drills. He went and ran routes for Shedeur, and that's all. Like he's not stupid. He knows that receiver is where the money is. You know what I mean? Will Johnson played 6 games this year because of a turf toe, which I'm not worried about that. And he was still a second team All-American. The guy has tremendous ball skill. Tremendous. He is a playmaker. Will Johnson is a playmaker. Now, like I said, if Will Campbell drops, Banks drops, Membu drops, obviously there's a discussion to be had. Especially with Tehran retiring. But again, I don't think you're going to find where are we going to go at corner? There's still guards available that we can go out and grab. There's still a few guards out there right now that we can go and grab that are going to be a massive upgrade over Liam Eichenberg. Massive upgrade. There's not a Will Johnson that we can go out and grab. Will Johnson can be the starting cornerback on this team for the next 12 years. Like we're talking about, he can, in a couple of years, he's going to be one of the top 5 corners in the league. Shedeur drops and we're in perfect trade back situation. I mean, I don't know. You know, I was watching the Colorado Pro Day and they actually talked about Tua and the way quarterbacks see the field and this and that, and they mentioned Tua as one of the top 2 or 3 players to be able to read the defense and see the field. As an elite prospect. Tua Tagovailoa. Shedeur gets a lot of, you know, I did a mock draft yesterday on another sports show, the Hardcore Sports Network that I work with. And I did a mock draft with some Giants fans, and they're in love with Shedeur over there. They took Shedeur over Cam Smith in the mock draft. Of course, some people say that Shedeur's pro comp is Tua because they're accurate with not a great arm strength. They're not overly athletic. But Giants fans say that, oh, he's the next coming of Joe Burrow, which I don't see that. I don't think we have to trade up for Johnson. Yeah, there'd be good guards available in the 3rd and 4th round, not so much a cornerback. I agree. And I think that's the reason that you have to go corner. I think that's the reason you got to go Will Johnson. Because you can still get a good guard. You can still get a good guard in the 2nd round, the 3rd round. Shaquille Barrett's player rep fully expects him to play in 2025. The 32-year-old retired last summer before returning late in the year. his rep, Drew Rosenhaus, said he will definitely play in 2025. I mean, it went good. Um, I they're good people over there. You know, it's just something that I'm trying out. Miller, I don't think Johnson will be gone by 10. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. I think Will Johnson will be there. I think Will Johnson will be there. But I want to let's talk about some of Will Johnson's strengths real quick. So Will Johnson, 6'2", right about 200 pounds, a prototypical size. That's a perfect size of the corner. He ran a 4.39 40, which they're projecting him to run a little bit slower than that now. He is supposed to hold an individual workout. He missed Michigan's pro day, but he's gonna hold an individual workout, I think April 14th. He was a 4-year starter in high school, and he hit the ground running his freshman year. For the Wolverines, he got All-American honors. Sophomore season is where he truly emerged as an elite defender, though, earning first team All-American honors and helped power Michigan's championship run. He was the defensive MVP of their national title game. Johnson's junior year made it clear that he was one of the top corners in all of college football. Despite missing time with the turf toe, he still managed to snag 2 picks, both returned for touchdowns, while earning second-team All-American honors. I mean, to win second-team All-American honors and only play 6 games. His consistency in big moments showed up repeatedly. He had a game-changing interception against Washington in the national championship. He had lockdown performances against Ohio State over 3 seasons. His career seen him accumulate 68 tackles, 6 interceptions, and 17 pass breakups while starting 22 games. He's got a rare blend of size and fluidity. He maintains his back pedal integrity against shifty receivers while using a 6'2" frame to bully smaller wideouts at the line. He's got elite football IQ that shows up in zone coverage. He anticipates route combination and jumps underneath throws with veteran savvy beyond his years. And we're going to take a look at a few plays. When I say that he anticipates and he jumps underneath throws, listen, the guy, this is how you know he's got a smart IQ and he's not just guessing. This is how you know when a guy has smart IQ and he's not just guessing. He'll jump that underneath route. He'll pick the ball and he'll take it to the house. Now, if he was guessing, there'd be a lot of plays where he'd get beat. He'd be getting beat and be giving up long gains. But there's not those plays. There's not those plays. So he's not guessing. He's reading the quarterback. He's reading the offense. He's reading the receiver. Again, he's not guessing. If he was guessing, there'd be 50-50, you know what I mean? He'd be giving up just as many long plays as making positive plays, but that's not the case. He's got a nasty competitive streak in pass coverage. He uses his length to disrupt timing. It shows some real dog when fighting through blocks. Like I said before, he's got exceptional ball skills that translated to game-changing plays, showed up huge in the biggest moments with pick sixes against USC and championship game interception. He's a patient technician in man coverage who trusts his technique. He rarely bites on double moves and stays square through stem phase of routes. He brings a running back physicality, the tackling. He steps downhill with bad intention and consistently wraps up with proper form. Special awareness near boundary. Uses sideline as an extra defender and shows natural feel for leveraging receivers out of bounds. He's a scheme versatile difference maker who thrived in both paths, press man and zone looks. He projects to be a day one starter. Day one starter. I got a couple highlights for us to check out. Good morning, Scotty. Listen, it's not gonna be a breaking news every day. It's not gonna be a breaking news every day. I didn't jump to the dark side, brother. Another reason we need to take cornerback in one of the harder positions to transfer in the NFL. So we need to get one of the top corners, hopefully Johnson. I agree. I knew I was going to get some shit for her, Scotty. I knew I was. I knew I was. It's all right. So let's take a look at a couple of these plays by Will Johnson.
To play complementary offense when you can't run the ball, that does a lot for Michigan's defense.
And another interception. This time it's the freshman Will Johnson. The five-star stud still on his feet. And down to the 31-yard.
See, not only does he pick the ball off, that boy be trying to he'd be trying to take it back to the house. He'd be trying to take it back to the house. I noticed when watching his videos, he baits the quarterback. He baits the quarterback. He dares the quarterback. He watches the quarterback eyes. Make sure you guys hit that like button for me, please, 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 please. Good morning, Dolphin. Let's take a look at another one.
This Michigan defense that has been so stout this year feels the pressure, lobs over the middle, it's intercepted. Will Johnson's got another. Johnson surveys and is caught.
He'd be trying to get back. He'd be trying to take that thing back.
This
Take a
Michigan
look.
defense that has been so stout this year feels the pressure, lobs over the middle, it's intercepted. Will Johnson's got another. Johnson surveys and is caught. Second and 10. Take the handoff. And Alec Menace is going to throw a pick. All the way in. Touchdown, Will. Second and 10. Take the handoff. And Alec Menace is going to throw a pick. All the way in. Touchdown, Will.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He be taking them things back to the house.
It'll be first and goal.
Too many
Will Johnson, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, seals it for Michigan. Pick six.
You see him jump that route. That's a thing of beauty right there. That's a thing of beauty. He read the play. He knew it was coming. Jumped the route.
It'll be first and goal. Picked off.
Too many
Will Johnson, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, seals it for Michigan. Pick six.
Looking to the sideline again, another big hit. Catch made by Stevens.
See, he makes that contact too. He ain't afraid.
Looking to the sideline again, another big hit. Catch made by Stevens.
Yeah, I think Will Johnson is a phenomenal talent. I think he come in and be a day one starter. And I think that good morning, Shake. I think he could be an absolutely beast for us. What up, Cap? Ed Reed was a beast at baiting. Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, I only say that we take a corner. Not that I'm not worried about the tackle position, and you know that I'm worried about the guard position. I just know that there's players that we can get in the second round, in the third round, that can fill those holes. Cornerback, I don't feel as confident about. I think we can get some nice pieces in the second, third rounds at corner, but as far as a day one starter, I don't see it. I don't see it unless we go corner first round. Now, if Will Johnson's not there, I mean, if Will Johnson or Membu's not there, my ideal draft day scenario is for us to trade back. We have so many holes on this team that if we can trade back and get an extra second round pick, that increases the odds of us gaining 3 starters in this draft. That increases the odds of us getting 3 starters in this draft. Scotty says first round Johnson, second round Watts, third round Collins, and sign Hernandez. Collins is climbing the boards. That's shitty. Yes, trade back. I think if we can get an extra second round and Will Johnson's gone, then you got to take that. And yeah, Will Campbell can be a great player. Like Banks can be a great player. But we're in need of more than one great player. I mean, I am still very confused on what the Miami Dolphins end goal is this season. And I know that it's been said we're doing a soft rebuild and this and that. But are we trying to win games this year? Because I feel like you can do a soft rebuild, but still put a competitive team on the board. Yeah, I don't see where we're overly trying to put a competitive team on the field. Scotty, my top 5: Membu, Campbell, Johnson, Grant, Starks, in that order. If all 5 are gone, that's when I trade back. Well, all 5 of them aren't going to be gone at 13, Scotty. I think you could definitely trade back and get Grant and Starks, though. I think you could trade back to 2021 and get either one of those guys. Either one. I think the only 3 that are gone at 13 that have a chance to be gone at 13 are Membu, Campbell, and Johnson. Grant and Starks, I think they'll be there at the very least to the early 20s. At the very least. Trade back and don't get Johnson. Then we got a major hole at corner that we're not going to be able to fill in this draft. If we trade back and don't get Johnson, we got a major hole at the cornerback position that we can't fill in this draft. And obviously Chris Greer is not willing to. Yeah, I don't see it, Scotty. I'll be live, so you'll be able to call me out if you'll be able to say that I was wrong or if I was right. You'll be able to stop in the door. Whether you plan on watching the draft with me or not, I don't know how many of you do, but I'll be here so you can stop in and at least say, "Hey, Big C, you were wrong. Hey, Big C, you're full of shit." You know. I usually don't pop this across the bottom of the screen too often. It's the Cash App if you want to help the channel out. It's my birthday week, though. So if you want to be extra generous, you know what I mean? I usually don't press it or say anything about donations or anything. But I thought since it's my birthday week, I throw it out there. Make sure you hit that like button, though, for me at the very least, please, and thank you. Yeah, if we trade back, we don't get Johnson. And that's the question. Do you go and you try to get it? It depends what's offered to us, right? Right, Michael? I mean, if Johnson's there and someone's willing to give us, maybe someone's trying to move up to get Johnson, and they're willing to give us a second and a fourth, or a second and maybe even a third, Oh, wow, Big C. How old will you be? Any plans for your birthday? How old do you think I am? Throw you on the spot, Grandizer. How old do you think I am? I got all my teeth. I don't got any plans. My wife be trying to do stuff. I'm a homebody, to be honest. Big C gonna be 56. Damn, Scotty. Damn. 29, young guy. I wish, Grandizer. I wish. I'll be 41. Thank you, Bonnie. Damn, Mike. Michael, I look 45, bro. I thought I looked kind of young. I thought I looked kind of young. Early 30s. I appreciate that, Dolphin Don. Still a puppy. You've already said your age before, and we're just, yeah, I have said I've been a Dolphin fan for 30 some years. We have this place up in upstate New York. It's called Darien Lake. Eventually, Six Flags bought it out. It was an amusement park, and they used to have this thing where you could guess age, and they had to come within 3 years, or guess your weight, or guess this or that. And I always had them guess my age, because when I was 18, 19, if I showed you a senior picture of me in high school, you'd be like, you're 13, bro. There's no way. There's no way. When I was 18 years old, my mom would still try to make me pose as a 13. She made me pose as 13 to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Six Flags, the greatest, most deadly amusement park in history. Scotty, actually up here at Darien Lake but Darien Lake is right outside of Buffalo. It's a pretty big amusement park. They have a lot of concerts with a lot of famous people there. Look it up. There's this ride called the Superman. And a couple years ago, well, it was more than a couple years ago. It's probably 15 years ago now. Time flies by. Maybe even 20 years ago. A war veteran had gotten on it was one that your legs dangle. It was one of those roller coasters where your legs dangle, and they let a war veteran get on there that had no legs. He had no legs, and he fell off the damn ride and died. Fell off the ride and died. What up, JD the Great? Yeah, so I mean, if you guys want to donate for my birthday, give me something nice. I'd like to send you something for your birthday. I'll take it, Michael. My wife wanted to do something for my birthday. I'm more of a homebody. She liked to go out to dinner and stuff. I'd rather cook at home. Like she likes to go to the steakhouses and stuff. And not even the order steak, because we go to steakhouses and we never order steaks. Thank you, JD the Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Raphael. It's not my birthday. It's not today. It's not today. It's the 10th. My birthday is the 10th. But when we go to steakhouses and stuff, I always get a burger, son. I make better steak at home. We eat steak a lot. And we eat good steak. On the 16th, Big C. Okay, Travis. Happy early birthday. My son is the 11th. Okay, JD the Great. Had to tell him happy birthday from Big C. What day in Raphael? It's just an early birthday. Shoot. Hit that like button. We got 19 in the building. So, I mean, let's get, again, Cash App's right there. Da-dang. Yeah, I'm a stay-at-home person. I like to go on vacation. I like to go on real vacation. Fabio got hit in the face with a goose at my local. That's a crazy-ass story. Fabio got hit in the face with a goose at my local Busch Gardens. That's crazy. I like to go on vacation, but I like to go on extravagant shit. My wife always gets mad at me because she says I always got to do things extravagant. Like when we go to Florida, I rent the biggest and baddest house I can possibly get. I mean, not that I can possibly get, because they got some real crazy shit that's $2,000 a night, obviously. But I rent a 15-bedroom house with a full arcade and a full movie theater in it, and you know what I mean. What's your favorite steak? I'm a porterhouse man. You know what? I've changed my steaks a few different times. I was a ribeye guy for a long time. But then it's hard to find a good ribeye. Either they're too fatty or not enough fat. It's hard to get a really good ribeye. So I've been eating a lot more sirloins right now. I don't really like the fillets. The fillets are a little too tender for me. I like a little roughness with my steak. So the sirloin fillets are perfect. You know what I mean? The filet mignon's a little too tender for me. That's why I like the sirloin fillets. They look just like a filet mignon. It's just a sirloin. But I used to eat nothing but ribeyes, but I don't know. Right, in mansions and eating steaks all the time. Not all the time, just every, you know what I mean? And like, it wouldn't just be me and my wife. Like, my sister went last time, so we split the house. The time before that, it was my best friend, my sister, and my mom. We split the house. But and steaks, listen, Scotty, steaks aren't that expensive. I get 2 ribeyes or two sirloins for myself, which I had last night. 2 sirloins like this big for $12. You spend more at the grocery store on other stuff than you do steak, or you know what I mean? Tomahawk steak. Favorite is a tomahawk is my favorite, but I can't afford it. Well, tomahawk is just a ribeye with the bone on, right? Strip steak. I like strip steaks too, Miller. Strip steaks are good too. We went through a big portion of eating strip steaks. Bloodied his face. Look it up. Big C, when I had a house, I would eat steak maybe every 2 weeks. Yep, you can get a steak for cheap. Sometimes I get them at Costco. I got no space to really grill outside here. Yeah, I grill all winter. And another 30 ounce. Yeah, I don't cook steaks inside. I grill outside all winter. Freeze my absolute tunkus off, but all winter long. 1.5 feet of snow, I'm out there grilling. Okay, Scotty. Venison. Man, I can't do it anymore, Elwood. As I get older, things mess with my head and my stomach. I'm a hamburger person. I'm a big burger guy too, Craig. Like burger is my thing. Hell nah, cast iron steak. That's good too. Skirt steak shake. I mean, skirt steaks are good for certain things. Venison, I can't really mess with. Listen, I can't even eat chicken wings like that no more. Like the thought, chicken wings are kind of gross me out now. Chicken wings kind of gross me out. I can eat like 4 or 5 of them. I'll have a hankering for them, but I'll eat 4 or 5 and I won't be able to eat them no more. They gross me out. The veins going through them and stuff, and lots of times they're all rubbery and talking cooking on the football show. It's all right, we talking. Can't handle the heat anymore. Yeah, I mean I like some heat, but I like to be able to taste my food too. I don't like stuff that's so hot that's all. I don't like stuff to be, well, I can't taste my food because my tongue's on fire. You know what I mean? When the Hooters going on with Big C, no wings. Like I said, I like wings, but after I eat a couple, the thought of them and that's my wife's fault. My wife did that to me because we started getting wings. When I was younger, I always thought, oh, look at these big ass wings. Yeah, we got hooked up. And then when I met my wife, she was like, "Oh, these wings are big. I can't eat them. They disgust me." And then she got in my head, and now I can't do it. I can't do it. JD the Great. Let's get back to the Dolphins. All right, JD, you're right. Let's get back to the Dolphins. We talking tailgate and food. Hit that like button. We got 26 in the building. 26 in the building. But yeah, so there's definitely a conversation to be had. If Will Johnson's available at 13, what do we do? If Will Johnson's available at 13, but the Denver Broncos call us up and say, hey, we got our first round pick, which is 20. We got our second round pick, which is 51 or something, and a 4th round pick for you to move up to 13. Do you do it? Daniel, I think Starks is at the very bottom of my list. And I'm not talking about like he's at the bottom of my top tier talent list. Safety position is not as important as the other holes we have on this team. It's just not. Safety is just not as Tate Johnson. I find it hard to pass up that second round pick, but yeah, I mean, you're not going to get another corner like Johnson in this draft. You're just not. And if this is really a soft rebuild year, if that's really what we're trying to do, I think JD says you do that trade. I mean, that does give you an extra pick. It does. and we have a lot of holes. So there's definitely a discussion to be had. There's definitely a discussion to be had, and it's gonna. We're gonna be split. We're gonna be split. The pros are taking Johnson at 13 and passing up on the trade. You know, you get a top end corner that you don't. You know what I mean? You get a top end corner that you're not gonna be able to get later in the draft. You're not gonna get a Will Johnson in the second, third round. I don't want Ashton Davis necessarily starting as safety, but is safety as big a hole as corner? Is it as big a hole as defensive tackle? Is it as big a hole as offensive guard? Absolutely not. I don't think so, Glenn. Why trade Phillips? His trade value is going to be at a low, all-time low. Phillips' trade value is going to be an all-time low. What are we going to get for him? I say you bring Phillips back. You hope that he's healthy. You hope he can have a great year. And you know, if the season starts to go sour, trade him at the deadline. Ramsey is gone next year. We need a top end corner. Ramsey's under contract for a few more years. Yes, but we lose Phillips next year. I mean, we don't have to lose Phillips. We don't have to lose Phillips. We can re-sign Phillips. Jacob Parrish in the third, and I like Jacob Parrish a lot, but Jacob Parrish isn't going to be ready to start day one. Jacob Parrish ain't going to be ready to start day one. I don't think you trade Phillips on draft night. What are you going to get for him? JD DeGray says no discussion. We need to make that trade. Taking cornerback with injury concerns at 13 is crazy. I mean, it was a turf, though. It's not an Achilles or anything. It was a turf toe. You're not going to get nothing for JP. He just missed 2 straight years. Well, a year and some change. What are you getting? And he didn't have, you act like he's had this huge production. Will Johnson's not going to be available later. I don't think he gets past the Colts. I think the pick right behind us, the Colts might take him. If anyone gets traded, it'd be Waddle. You'd probably get the most for Waddle. You might get the most for Waddle because someone might see him as a low end receiver one. I don't personally. Yeah, I think Will Johnson is there's a discussion to be had if Will Johnson's a better corner than Travis Hunter, to be honest. Now, Travis Hunter is an absolute beast, and he's a better all-around football player. But Phillips, you're not going to get nothing for Phillips. I'm not good with Barron at 13. You don't draft a nickel slot corner at 13. And I know that he played his senior season or his junior season, whichever one it was. I think he was a senior, right? On the boundary. But I think he's going to struggle with bigger receivers. Waddle is a franchise wide receiver. People so short sighted. Waddle is not a franchise receiver. You're tripping. Yeah, JD, a lot of things got to play out still, but yeah, I just think Will Johnson is leaps and bounds the best corner. There's lots of stuff with Waddle's game. He drops the ball far too often. He jumps to catch every pass. There's lots of stuff wrong with Waddle's game. If you show of hands in the chat, is Jalen Waddle a game-changing receiver? How did you word it? And sorry, Jose, I don't mean a franchise receiver. Like, I'm not trying to dump on you, buddy. I think myself and the masses will disagree that Jalen Waddle is a franchise wide receiver. Show of hands. If Smith ain't ready to play, you can't just say, "Oh, you're a second round pick, you got to play." If he can't play, he can't play. Sack man, we can get a guard in the second round. I'm not saying neglect the position. Come on, Scotty. You know what lots of wide receivers do 1K nowadays. 1K is not that elite of a number. I agree. Waddle is a good number 2. Waddle is a good number 2. He is not a franchise receiver. Not a franchise receiver. He's a good number 2, but not a franchise receiver. Yeah, Glenn, I agree. You can get tackle guard in the second. You can get tackle guards in the third that can start immediately. You can't do that at the cornerback position. You just can't. I don't think he is, Scotty. First off, to me, a franchise wide receiver is a Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, a Jamar Chase. I've yet to see that for it. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 plays 4.3 speed, to be honest. Explosiveness, he loses all that explosiveness because he jumps for every pass. I don't know. I think you get a good Deion Walker might be available at. Are you talking about offensive tackle or offensive guard? I mean, offensive tackle or defensive tackle? No, I mean, I didn't name them all. I didn't know I was supposed to make a. Smith isn't for Philly, no. Smith is a good number 2. St. Brown, I would say St. Brown is. Wilson's a better receiver than Waddle. A.J. Brown's a franchise receiver. Puka gets a lot of volume. Yeah, I mean, I guess Puka would be. We need 2 safeties in this draft. We need 2 safeties in this draft. Definitely need 2 safeties in this draft. Or not 2 safeties, 2 defensive tackles. My fault. What am I saying? I think you definitely need 2 defensive tackles in this draft. Do trailer park girls go around the outside? A.J. Brown is trash compared to Waddle. You're tripping, Jose. You're tripping. A.J. Brown is trash compared to Waddle. I can't. That is delusional, my friend. I think that is absolutely delusional. Sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing. Do trailer park girls go around the outside? Around the outside. Mock draft. Let's go. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Enter draft. Start draft. Next offer. See, they want to give us 22 and some picks next year and a backup quarterback. Next offer. 23, 7th, no. So let's minimize this and see who's available. So Will Johnson's gone. Membu's gone. Campbell's gone. Will Johnson went to the Panthers in this one. So I think you would take this pick. You would take this trade from the Broncos. You get their first and their second. Except now they want to give us a first and 2/3. A first and 2/3. That would take us all the way back to 31. Ravens want to give us Ron Stanley. That wants to take us all the way back to, but this first 3rd rounder is almost a 2nd rounder. I'm taking this trade too, just for shits and giggles, okay? Boom. This takes us back to 31. That got us 2 more third-round picks. So Johnson wasn't available in this one. All right, so now we got Nick Emilwari still available, Malachi Starr still available, Walter Nolan, Kenneth Grant, Tyler Booker, Donovan Jackson, Benjamin Morris. Grant, Glenn, you guide us through this one, Glenn. We're taking Grant with the 31st pick. Next offer, we're going to reject these. All right, Glenn, defensive tackles are looking slim. Defensive backs, Malachi Stark still there. Donovan Jackson still there. What'd it be, Glenn? What'd it be? Who you taking at number 2, Glenn? Oh, shoot. We got Malachi Starks, Watts, Harrison. Defensive line, we got Stewart, Norman Lott, Irsay, Embo, Jackson. What the hell? Sorry, it kicked me out. What the hell's going on here now? Jackson. What the? What the hell? What the hell is going on? Oh my God. Sorry about that. Jesus, I don't know what the hell's going on today. Let me pull this back up for you. Sorry about that. right. We're going to reject these. We got some picks. The stream didn't let me pay it. It was my fault, Bonnie. It was somehow it had me in both. All right, here we go. So we got Malachi Stark still available. Knight. We got some edge rushers. Glenn, what's the pick, buddy? Technical difficulties. Yeah, I would. Glenn, Starks is the pick. Starks, Glenn, you still here? Make sure we hit that like button for me, please. Glenn, you're saying Ursay? All right, Glenn. You passed on Malachi Starks again. He's not there no more. Deion Walker, Norman Lott. See, I feel like we didn't have to go that high for guard because Fairchild's a good guard. Kendra down here is a pretty good guard. Where is he? Luke Kendra from Cincinnati. He's a pretty good guard. I don't know if we had to necessarily go guard that high, but we're letting Glenn do this one. Okay. So what's the pick, Glenn? We got a Deion Walker available, Norman Lott, some pretty decent linebackers. Mukumba, Castro, Winston, Alexander. What's the pick, Glenn? If we're letting Glenn rock this one out, if one of you guys want to control the draft, we can knock another one out tomorrow or something. Yeah, Scotty. I mean, I don't feel like we know enough about Patrick Paul. Well, Glenn, we got right here, we got Omar Lott and Deion Walker. Omar Lott, Deion Walker. Make a pick, Glenn. You're on the clock. You going Lott over Walker? Okay. All right. At defensive tackle, we got Phillips, Farmer still, Caldwell. Edge, you got these guys. Linebacker. Defensive back, you got the safety Castro, Winston. Alexander's still a pretty decent corner. Emory Jones, Jared Wilson. Wide receiver, Selvin Williams. Fenton, Tez Johnson. Running backs, Cam Scadaboo. Jordan James. Quarterback, Will Howard. Kyle McCord. What's the pick, Glenn? Anderson as corner. Anderson as corner. Anderson or Alexander? Anderson or Alexander, Glenn? Glenn, did you mean Alexander? Okay. Glenn's taking Zy Alexander at the corner position. There goes Cam Scattaboo off the board. LSU corner. All right, Glenn, we're back on the clock. Safety, we got Castro, Winston. We got that other corner coming up here. You got Burke, Jacob Parrish. I like Jacob Parrish a lot at the corner position. You got the center, Wilson. Defensive line, you still got Jordan Phillips, Farmer. Linebacker, Munden, Bassa, King, Simon. Running back, Jordan James, Brashard Smith, LaQuint Allen, Etienne. Quarterback, you got Will Howard, Kyle McCord still. What's the pick, Glenn? Phillips? Yes, sir. I think this is only a 5-round mock. All right, Glenn. This is who we got: a defensive tackle, Pebbles, Rutger, Barron. Edge, Rutger, Barron. Linebacker, Bassa, King, Simon. Defensive back, you got Burke, Kobe Bryant. Someone took Parrish. Offensive line, Emory Jones, Jake Majors. Kyle McCord still there at quarterback. Dylan Gabriel. Jordan James. Dake. Tight end, Ferguson, Evans. Bringstool, Gadsden. I can put Phillips at guard. What pick we at? We're at pick 116. What quarterback? We got Kyle McCord, Dylan Gabriel, Riley Leonard, Curtis Rourke. A lot of people are high on Curtis Rourke out of Indiana. What's the pick, Glenn? And like I said, again, if one of you guys want to lead the mock tomorrow, pull best available. Beat available need. I don't. It says team needs are offensive guard and quarterback still. So you got Kyle McCord. This is who you got over here at the offensive line. Safety. Safety, you got Ransom out of Ohio State. You got Bauman out of Oklahoma. Malachi Moore out of Alabama. We're going to be Glenn. Come on, Glenn. McCord. Going quarterback. Draft. And we're back on the board again. Luke Kendra. Still the safety for Ohio State's there. Safety from Oklahoma. Don't forget Willie Lampkin's down here. So there he is. Willie Lampkin. He is, I'm telling you, that guy's going to be a good player in the NFL. What tight end? Ferguson at tight end, still there. Evans, Bringstool, Gadsden. Ohio State safety. Ferguson's gone. You got Evans, Brinstool, Gadsden at tight end. Running back, you got Tutton. He's the one that ran the 4.3 40, right? Davey Martinez. JJ Pegas, defensive line there. Malachi Moore. Jack Kaiser, linebacker, Notre Dame. What's the pick, Glenn? Don't forget about Willie Lampkin. I'm telling you. Willie Lampkin. This guy is a second-round talent. He's just undersized. You want to take a tight end now? Which one? You got Evans, Bringstool, Gadsden, Lachey. Glenn might as well go. I'll change Lampkin. You're going Lampkin? This might be the last pick, Glenn. These are the tight ends available. Defensive backs. Defensive line. What's your last pick, Glenn? Mitchell Evans is ranked way higher than Gadsden. He's versatile. Is he a good receiver? Jesus Christ. So he's a pretty decent receiver, actually. Evans, good blocker. Going Evans. What the fuck? Draft. Yeah, that's our last. So Glenn got Kenneth Grant, Donovan Jackson, Irsay, Norman Lott, Zy Alexander, Jordan Phillips, Kyle McCord, Ransom, Lampkin, and Mitchell Evans. So with that draft right there, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do you think of Glenn's draft? Great draft, Glenn. Great draft. I mean, I think the only problem with Glenn's draft is I don't feel comfortable at the corner position. Absolutely, Glenn. The offensive lines definitely should be improved. Offensive line should definitely potential draft of the year. But I definitely like that we address the trenches. And we didn't address it with one player that you got to rely on, and if he doesn't work out, we're screwed. There's not that many great cornerbacks in this draft. You're absolutely right, Glenn, and that's why there's a discussion to be had about taking Will Johnson at 13. Because notice how many good picks we got throughout the rounds along the trenches. But there is no other corners. That's why at 13, you got to really contemplate taking Will Johnson if he's available. You're right, Glenn. You're right, Scotty. Trading back twice like that and gaining those picks is unlikely. I mean, tomorrow one of you guys can do the draft. Scotty, if you want to go, JD the Great, if you want to go, if one of you guys want to go, we can do that, and we don't have to do any trades. We can try to make it as realistic as possible. And one of you guys can control the draft. One of you guys can control the draft. But I honestly think that if Will Johnson's there at 13, that the Miami Dolphins have to seriously consider that being the pick. So that's what I got. I think Will Johnson can come in, start for us day one. I think that I think Chris Greer needs to try to package some of our later round picks together and try to move up the board a little bit if we can. If we can move up from the 48th pick in the second round to the 36th pick, the 35th pick, somewhere around there, I think that we can get another. I think that guarantees us 2 starters, guaranteed. I think you get a top-notch defensive tackle and Will Johnson if we can move up from 48 to 35, 36. Of course, the defensive tackle from Texas is slipping my mind right now. I've said his name a million freaking times. I love the guy. I think without a shadow of a doubt, he'll be there. So at the very least, you'd get Will Johnson, the defensive tackle from Texas. Take turns at picks. Yeah, but then who's to say whose turn it is? You know what I mean? Scotty, I don't think it's unbelievable that Grant makes it to 31. I really don't. Because some people are higher on Nolan. Some people are higher on Grant. If you go on a run of certain players, you know what I mean? We do it together. I mean, I had Collins, you're right, Scotty. There you go. Thank you. I think that there's a chance that if we can get Will Johnson and somehow trade up to 31, I think you can get a Nolan, a Grant, and I think that is a huge win for us. And then if somehow in the third round you get Donovan Jackson, the guard, wow, that's 3 players right there that I think is a home run. I think that's a home run. Can we hit that like button if you haven't, please? And again, it's my birthday week. You see the Cash App if y'all want to send the birthday wishes. I greatly appreciate it. It'd be a beautiful thing, and I love y'all. Like I said, I don't usually push my Cash App on people, but I thought it's my birthday week, so you know, I don't want to deny you guys the chance of sending me some birthday love. Also, it took me a while to hear back from OJ McDuffie. I don't want to promise nothing, but I'm telling you, he's saying he's going to come on the show, but it takes quite a bit of time for him to get back with me. And also, I'm pretty sure, I can't promise, but as of right now, he's agreeing to come on the show. Alan Poupart should be coming on the show in the next week or so. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we have OJ McDuffie on and Alan Poupart to discuss the Miami Dolphins. And that should be great. Will Campbell is better than Membu. Oh, man. Now, we traded back twice. We gave KC a pick at like 24. I think we had traded back twice. Oh, no, we traded back to 20. So KC would have had Denver's pick. Yeah, I like Membu. I like Membu a lot, man. I like Membu a lot. But make sure you hit that like button. The Cash App's there. I appreciate you all. We'll get back together tomorrow. Thank you, Raphael. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm grinding for it. I'm grinding for you guys. You know what I mean? I'm grinding for you guys. So make sure you hit that like button. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for stopping in. And if you send me some birthday love, I appreciate you. And thank you in advance. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, you know what it is. Fins up. Peace out. Hit that like button. Thank you. Peace.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test, expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess, what's happening next,
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing